Hello and welcome to another Sayduck platform tutorial video, this time on material values. In this video we'll be going through all kinds of material values that can be found in the platform and what changes you can make. And then we'll take also a look how each value works with a texture. Okay, let's begin. So to start, let's go the base color. So base color is an RGB value which changes the material color. The A refers to the alpha value, so you can also make your model transparent using the values here. The base color texture is then an RGB texture, for example, a fabric texture or this duck texture over here. So it has all the colors available to it. A texture in the RGB value or in the base color also works in combination with the figure value. So you can use one texture asset to create multiple materials and this way save data. You can also use PNG or transparent PNGs with the use transparency value to add transparency to your product. Perfect. Now let's go to the metalness. So metalness is a factor of how metallic your model is. It's only usually visible once you add a bit of roughness, which affects how glossy or rough your material or how the light reflects on it. On a metalness and roughness value, they use a grayscale texture in which the black reflects the value 0, as you can see here, and the white parts reflect the value 1, which makes those metallic and the black one not. Same thing on the roughness. So you can, with these textures, you can specify certain parts of your object to be metallic and others so forth. Now let's take a look at normal. So normal map is texture that allows you to add depth to your object. It requires this kind of special purple map for it to work, and in most cases works best on objects that have a lot or low roughness value, so you can see the reflections on it. For example, fabrics and so forth usually don't require a normal map because you don't get that much out of them. As all textures, they add data to your product. These are very optimized textures, but you should always use textures only when you need them. As just using the material values here, don't add any data to your product. Next, emission. Emission is for lights. So you can, for example, add this kind of texture and then add like a light value. The benefit of using the emissive map is that in the 3D viewer, you can toggle it on and off from the menus. The emissive map works in combination with your base color value. So that's a bit situational map and not used very often. When the value is black, then the light is off, so it doesn't add any values. Occlusion then is for like adding contact shadows. As you can see, the occlusion map will be mapped on top of your other textures. So if I have a fabric texture on top or on the bottom, the occlusion map will not, or will be displayed on top. It is also the only texture that does not tile, so you can use a baked texture with your tile textures. Then a bit more of different extensions that we have available in the platform. So transmission and IR reflect to transparency. Note that these extensions do not work in AR assets, but they allow you to get more or better result in your transparency in the 3D viewer. The IOR is how the light reflects on that transparent material. So if I increase it, you can see that the reflections are different. On white, there's no effect. Clear coat. This is for coating or like adding extra bit of glossiness to your object. So for example, if I have a roughness value as 1, I can still, with the factor, make your model reflect. It is usually used for like car paints or like wood materials. And then last we have sheen. Sheen is for velvet materials, and it allows you to add like a color when you look from a different angle of the object. Perfect. That's all our tiling we already went, so tiling allows you to repeat the texture that you have assigned as many times as you want. Note that the tiling value does not increase the data on your product, so you can use a very light texture and still get like a 4K or 8K quality, depends on from which text or which asset this has been created from. Perfect. That's all you need to know on material values. See you in the next one.